Good day everyone, so welcome back to my YouTube channel, Kasiligan's Vlog. Alright, at this point of time, so we'll be talking about solving a right triangle. To solve a, to solve a triangle means to find the measures of all angles and the sides of the triangle. As shown in the figure, we use A to represent the length of the side opposite angle B, angle A. B for the length of the opposite side, angle B, and so on. In the right triangle, we have letter series reserved for the hypotenuse. So we have here, if this is the angle, so therefore the side A. And it is for the hypotenuse, which is the right triangle, we have C as the hypotenuse and B as well here. So again, to solve a triangle means to find the measures of all angles and sides of the triangle. That is how we are going to define solving right triangle. Okay, so to determine the number of significant digits for answers in applications of angle measure, use the following table. So angle measure to the nearest, so have degree. So examples, so we have, in this case, we have two significant figures. So 6 and 2. And we have two significant figures, we have 3 and 6. In this case, we have only three significant figures. We have 5, 2, and 3, and 0 is not considered as significant figures at this time. But this time, this is three significant figures because 0 is considered as a significant figure here. That is 10 minutes or nearest tenth of the degree. And so on, we have 4 significant figures and we have 5 significant figures. So we have here, so 0 is not included because this is not part of the significant figures. In this case, we have 5. So therefore, if our answer should equate also to, that is tantamount to the number of significant figures. So we are going to base for the number of significant figures for the angle and also the sides of the triangle. So note, to maintain accuracy, always use the given information as much as possible and avoid rounding in intermediate steps. So therefore, we have to use approximation, and whatever the given information, we have to use it to not make use of the answer of another one, because that would have vary for the answer. So therefore, use the given information. Gamitin natin kung ano ang nasa given para magkapareho tayo ng sagot as much as possible. So rounding, avoid rounding in the intermediate step. So you have to round it off to the final answer only, up to the final answer. So at that moment, intermediate step, so do not round it off, use the information. So that is 2 point something, 2.0011. You are going to use it 1. Avoid rounding in intermediate steps. So you have to round it off at the final answer only. Okay, so that is how to find the significant figures and how to make use of the given informations as much as possible. So let us have problem number 1. Solve the right triangle ABC if A is equal to 34 degrees and 30 minutes and C is equal to 12.7 inches. So to solve for right triangle, we have to find first, we're going to draw. Okay, so we're going to draw a right triangle here. Okay, so this is a right triangle, assuming this is a right triangle. Okay, so if this is our A, angle A, B, and C, so therefore the opposite side here is A, and this is our C, and this is our B. Okay, so in this case, solve the right triangle. The given A, so this is A, so this is equal to 34 degrees and 30 minutes. And for our C, that is equal to 12.7 inches. Okay, so what we're going to solve is we're going to solve for our A and our B as well as our angle B. Alright, so these are the lacking part of the triangles that we're going to solve. So to solve for A, so let's start for A first. To solve for A, okay. To solve for A, we have here the angle. We make use of the information given. To solve for A, we have sine opposite over the hypotenuse since the two given and one is lacking. So therefore, sine A is equal to what is the opposite A over C. So what we're going to use is that in this case, why we use sine because only is the lacking and we have the given two information which is C is equal to 12.7 in 34 degrees and 30 minutes. That is applicable because we could find the unknown based on the ratio given. Sine is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. So sine A is equal to A over C, the opposite over the hypotenuse. So sine, okay, sine 34 degrees in 30 minutes is equal to what is our A? Unknown, and we have 12.7 inches. So our A is equal to 12.7 times sine 34 degrees and 30 minutes. If we're going to calculate that one, that is approximately, so take note of the word approximately 7.19 inches. So we are going to make use of three significant figures. So take note, so three significant figures here. Why? Okay, significant. Why? Because 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3. So there are three significant figures here also. Three significant figures. That is how to solve for A. And to solve for B, so we'll make use of here same given. So what is the functions or the ratio of the trigonometric functions that we could be able to make use of B and the angle and also the C? So therefore, because there are two givens only, we have 2 point aside from the 90 degrees, we have 12.7 and 34 degrees and 30 minutes. So since if we're going to make use of the formula, we need to have only one unknown. So in this case, we're going to make use for cosine. So solve for B. So we're going to make use of cosine A is equal to the adjacent, which is B, adjacent B over the hypotenuse. So we have C. So adjacent over the hypotenuse over B over C. So cosine 34 degrees in 30 minutes is equal to what is our B? B is unknown and we have 12.7 inches. So therefore our B is equal to 12.7 cosine of 34 degrees and 30 minutes. If we're going to solve that one, our B is equal to, so approximately 10.5 inches. So still, we have in three significant figures. So we have here the answer in the three significant figures and for A and B. So now, the missing part now we have A, the B. So therefore, let's proceed with the angle B. So find for the angle B, let us have this one as in a triangle, there are in a triangle, this is 180. The sum of the angles are 180. So therefore, we have reserved 90 degrees here. So therefore, we assumed or we have to say that this and this should equal to 90 degrees because we have 90 degrees here. So therefore, this part and this part, if we're going to add it to 1, that is equal to 90 degrees. So therefore, to solve for B, B is equal to 90 degrees minus the A. Okay, that is the complementary to this part. So our B is equal to 90 degrees minus 34 degrees and 30 minutes. So therefore, if we're going to calculate this one, B is equal to 55 degrees and 30 minutes. So this is our angle B. Okay, so we have now completed the unknown of the right triangle. So the B, the A, and the B, the side B. So in this case also, class, we could be able to uh, use the given information here, because that is exact when you subtract here 34 degrees and 30 minutes, but that is only an alternative, but we have to make use of the given information. In this case, we could make use of the alternative because when you subtract here, the angle is accurate. Okay, because the angle is accurate, 55 degrees and 30 minutes, because 90 degrees, that is a complementary. So for, if we're going to make use of this part as our angle, so this is 55 degrees and 30 minutes. So we'll make use of, to find for side side B. So for B, B is equal to sine, because opposite over the hypotenuse. So this is the opposite now of this angle, and this is the hypotenuse. So therefore, sine A is equal to opposite, which is B over C. So sine 55 degrees and 30 minutes is equal to, RB is the unknown and C is 12.7. So therefore B is equal to 12.7 times sine 55 degrees and 30 minutes. So therefore B is equal to 10.5 inches. Still the same answer when you're going to make use of 1. It would not differ because the angle is, when you subtract this one, that is exact for the angle. And for solve for A, so unknown A here, so we'll make use of the cosine. Okay, why cosine? Because the ratio is here unknown, and this is given, and this is given. So need to have two unknowns to solve for A. So we have here cosine A is equal to, cosine is equal to adjacent A over the C. So cosine of 55 degrees and 30 minutes is equal to, what is our A? Unknown, over, which is a C, we have 12.7. So therefore our A is equal to 12.7, we have times cosine of 55 degrees and 30 minutes. So our A here would equal to 7.19 inches. So the same way with this one, we have 7.19 inches. So since we could make use of this alternative, but take note, mostly we have to make use of, as much as possible, we have to make use of the given information in order for us to have the same, our accuracy of our answer would have the same answer possibly. Okay, that's for problem number 1. Okay, so let's proceed now with problem number 2. So solve right triangle ABC if A is equal to 29.40 centimeters and C is equal to 53.58 cm. Okay, so in this case, class, so we have to illustrate in the given example. So we have here the triangle. All right. Okay. Okay, the triangle. We have here the triangle. We're going to have this one as a triangle, the right triangle. Okay. So this is our A. This is our B. And this is our C. So therefore, this is our A. And this is our C. And this is our B. Okay. So in this case, we have uh, the given here is A is equal to 29.43 cm and RC is equal to 53.58 cm. So what is lacking here is the B, which is the A, unknown, and the B also. These are the angles that are, these are the unknown parts of the triangle. Okay, first is we're going to solve for the angle A. So to solve for angle A, so we have here, since the given is the opposite and the hypotenuse, so we'll make use of sine in order for us to get the angle. Sine A is A over C, the opposite over the hypotenuse. So sine A is equal to, which is 29.43 over 53.58. So to solve for A, we have to get the inverse function of 29.43 over 53.58. So if we're going to use their calculator, that is equal to 33 degrees and 19 minutes. So that is our angle. So take note, they have four significant figures here. So we have to follow the rules, which is four significant figures. That's why our angle also is in four significant figures. To solve for B, okay, so since we have here A is equal to 30 degrees and 19 minutes, so to solve for B, B is equal to 90 degrees minus the A. So B is equal to 90 degrees minus 33 degrees and 19 minutes. So therefore, the value for our B is equal to 56 degrees and 41 minutes. So that is all about the angle B. To solve for B here, so we'll make use of, okay, since we have to make use of the given information, we'll not make use of the angle as possible here because this is derived from A and C, derived. So therefore, we'll make use of the given information so that we could be able to have the same answer as possible. In this case, we'll make use of Pythagorean theorem, which is C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared, since this is 90 degrees applicable for Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so we could apply because this is 90 degrees and use of Pythagorean theorem, so we have your A squared plus B squared. So to solve for B, so B squared is equal to C squared minus A squared. So B is equal to the square root of C squared minus A squared. So B is equal to, we are going to substitute here the values. So we have 53.58 squared minus, what is our A? We have 29.43 squared. So to solve for this part, we have the result is 44.77 cm. Okay, since that is four significant figures still, so we have here the answer 44.77 cm. So again, so why we did not make use of this one, because this is derived from the information. So as much as possible, we have to use the given information to make it accurate as possible. Okay, so that is number or problem number 2. So moving on to problem number 3. Alright, we are now in problem number 3. Solve right triangle ABC if B is equal to 73.0 degrees and B is equal to 128 inches. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to draw the right triangle here. Okay, we have to illustrate what is lacking in the triangle. So this is 90 degrees. If this is our A, this is our B, and this is our C. So the opposite of A is side, and this is our C and side B. So the given is 128 inches, and this is the B, which is 73.0 degrees. Okay, so at this time, so we are going to solve for our A, which is the unknown, our C, which is the unknown, and our A, which is the unknown, the angle A. First is we're going to make use of A. I have to solve for A first. So to solve for A, so given information 73 degrees, so we have here the ratio that we're going to use is the given is B, and also we have the degrees, which is the angle. In order for to solve this one, we have the opposite over the adjacent. So therefore, we'll make use of for A, solving for A, we're going to make use of tangent. So tangent, okay. So tangent B is equal to the opposite, which is B over the adjacent is A. So tangent 73.0 degrees is equal to B, which is 128 inches over, which is our A. Our A is equal to 128 inches over tangent 73 degrees. Okay, so our A here is, if we're going to use that man in using a calculator, we're going to calculate that one. So 128 inches over tangent 73 degrees, we have A is equal to 39.1 inches. So take note, still we have here in 3 significant figures because the given is in 3 significant figures. Okay, so we have 39.1. To solve for C here, C as a known. So to solve for C, the given information is B, the opposite, and the hypotenuse, and this is the angle. So therefore, sine A is equal to the opposite over, which is B, over the hypotenuse, which is C. So sine 73.0 degrees is equal to our B is 128 inches over, which is our C is the unknown. So therefore, C is equal to 128 inches over sine 73.0 degrees. So if we're going to use calculated one, this is approximately rather. So approximately we have 134 inches. So take note, 3 significant figures. So we have C is equal to 134 inches. To solve for A here, A, this is 180 degrees, and take note this is complementary to each other, so therefore to solve for A is 90 degrees minus the minus the B rather. So A is equal to 90 degrees minus 73.0 degrees. Our A is 17.0 degrees. So now we have solved the right triangles. We have C, A, and A as our unknown values here. So in this case, we could make use of the given information A to solve for C and A. Why? Because it exacts 70 degrees when you subtract it from 90 minus 73 degrees. To solve for A here, let's start with A. So this is 17 degrees. To solve for A, so we'll make use of tangent because this is opposite over the adjacent. So tangent 17 degrees is equal to the opposite of A over 128 inches. So in this case, A is equal to opposite. Okay, tangent is opposite over the adjacent, so A over B. So we have here 128 times tangent 17 degrees. If we're going to calculate that one, so the result of this one is 39.1, approximately 39.1 inches. Same way with this part in this case. So to solve for C, C is equal to the ratio that we're going to make use of C to solve for C is B and the angle. So therefore, this is cosine. Alright, adjacent and the hypotenuse. So adjacent, because the given is adjacent over the hypotenuse, cosine A is equal to adjacent B over the hypotenuse C. So cosine of 17 degrees, okay, 7 is equal to, what is our B? B is 128 inches over times over C, which is the unknown. To solve for this part, C is equal to 128 inches over cosine of 17 degrees. Okay, so C is equal to, if we're going to use that one using calculator, we have sub 134 inches. So still the same answer with the result. So that's it. So how to solve for the right triangle. So take note, use the given information as possible in solving the right triangle. So that's all about problem number 3. So thank you. Okay, so we are now in a try this. So problem number 1, solve right triangle ABC if A is equal to 53 degrees and 34 minutes and C is equal to 387.1 feet. And problem number 2, a farmer wishes to fence a field in the form of right triangle. If one angle of the triangle is 43.2 degrees and the hypotenuse is 200 yards, find the amount of fencing needed. So thank you for tuning in to this YouTube channel. I hope you learned something today about solving right triangle. And don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and share to everyone who want to make use of this. Okay, thank you so much, and this is your Casaligan Vlogs. Thank you and God bless everyone.